now that ourselves are parents, or maybe some of you aren't yet, but one day you will be, we have quite a few decisions to make, some important ones, whether it's what to spend your extra money on, or do we really need those organic fruits and vegetables off the shelf? But most importantly, is our child's education. And why does our childhood seem like it was so long ago, so ancient, and now we're making these decisions? But everyone has heard peers discuss the topic of education, and it all comes to what do we need to do to make these kids more academically successful? Whether does the community need to do something, or is the government doing not doing enough? Just what can we do to make these kids better? And it always comes down to the same solution suggestions, which are smaller classroom sizes, giving the kids more one on one time, or maybe it's the teachers, maybe they need to be better prepared, or do we need to raise the standards of the district, or simply is it the child? Do they need to just make better choices? But what if none of these were it? What if it was as simple as having your child attend preschool? Researchers have discovered that humans actually learn the most they will ever learn in their life the first 5 years of their life. How incredible is that? Can you imagine a preschooler missing out on education the first 5 years of their life? Obviously, they wouldn't attend preschool from day one, but preschoolers are usually between the ages of 4 and 5, and occasionally they have a young threes program. Kindergarten starts by the time the child is 6. So, with those statistics, your child has lost those few years of learning the most they will ever learn in their life. In the United States, only 32% of these children attend preschool. At preschool, they become so exposed to a different environment, which is great. They're exposed to numbers, letters, shapes, colors. They begin to recognize their name. They begin to write their name. They even simply learn how to hold a pencil correctly so they can be successful with writing. They begin easy reading, or having people read to them where they recognize words. They also get the chance to socialize with other children, which is so important. Social skills are so important. And they begin to learn to share other than with family members, with newer kids. And they also get exposed to newer vocabulary, hopefully, good vocabulary from the other children, but it widens their minds open. It widens their mind to new things. It also gives them the chance to contribute to circle time, which circle time can be many different activities, but it usually gives a child a one at a time speaking, sharing about a toy, or maybe it's show and tell, or anything like that. And you may be thinking, oh, I can teach my child these things at home, which I'm not denying that you can't. But this gives your child a completely new environment, an environment where they can be their own person. They can make their own decisions. And hopefully, those are great decisions. Hopefully, these decisions give them some self confidence, which should start young so they can feel successful and they can feel confident in the decisions that they will be making later. And they'll be open to diversity. They won't have an adult there to tell them yes or no. They will figure it out on their own. There are so many things that preschool could bring to these young 4 and 5 year olds. It could be a beautiful transition to kindergarten. And when they reach kindergarten, they will already know structure of school. They will already have friends made. They will know how to write, how to recognize these shapes. They have a basic understanding of what's expected, some basic skills to get them through kindergarten without struggling. And that is what is so important for these kids. I believe that once a child has felt discouraged, it's hard to come up from there. So if we can give these children a boost of self confidence before they're expected to know things, it sets them up for success or gives them more of a chance. And if you think about it, if your child goes into kindergarten and he or she has never attended a school before and he sits down next to Timmy who went to preschool already and he already knows he knows the structure, what's expected. He's already had, he knows the numbers, he knows how to write his name. And the kid that didn't get to go to preschool has no idea how to recognize his name, no idea how to write his name, anything like that. It's such a discouraging factor for children. And I believe that preschool should be a mandatory grade for young children. It gives them a boost, it gives them a, a chance, some self confidence, which is what these children need. And there are assistants for families who maybe not afford preschool if they're in an area that requires money to attend. The state helps with that. They branch out. Look, there's tons of different options for families who may not be able to afford it. And maybe if this becomes a mandatory thing, maybe it won't be so expensive. Who knows? But in my opinion, why not give your child a boost on education? Give them a chance. Give them that self confidence that they need to be more academically successful.